more stuff to play with.
Oh, how is this doing that? Whoa, we're trying to go up. Whoa, why is this happening? Wow.
Okay, so that's 97%. Oh, I think we're about to disengage the GPS. And just drive down here. And we'll see how far we get before it's all done.
No, don't play with those. I was playing with them. No, these.
Now, if I'm lucky, we will do this. We'll turn this corner and do that edge and be done by the time we get to the end. That'll be nice. Yeah. I think we did miss quite some wide swaths of ground going down here. Catching most of it. 99%, so yeah, this'll see us done. There we go. That will see us done. And fold and done. And get paid. And field 33. Which is, I don't know, probably behind us. What a guess. Is right behind us. So we're in the right neck of the woods. Just drive through here and nobody will know.
So, don't be so bouncy.
So this is, well, actually that's, I'm kind of liking this farmer's plans where he has all his spelt fields together. Makes harvesting a lot easier because you bring all the harvesting equipment up here and you don't have to vacate the area. Okay, so I guess turn that back on.
Why is this so bouncy? Why is this so bouncy when I ride that?
Okay, that's interesting.
Whoa, why is that bouncy?
So it's retained the GPS line. Unfortunately, I now have to find the line which is in the field, not off the edge of the field. Please don't hit the tree, please don't hit the tree, please don't hit the tree, thank you. Well, that sucked. There we go. So it's retained the GPS course that I plotted on the previous field, which is good. We missed that bit there, which might not be a problem. And stop. Okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll run wide here and come in from the back. And engage the guidance steering. Drop and go. It's okay, I guess. And again, we don't have to be completely thorough. So long as we're credited with 100%, it's good. Yeah, it's going to be interesting when we get to harvest, if we have enough time to harvest everything. There's a lot of crops here that are going to be available for harvest. I think I've got the collect straw for harvest on, although I may not bother. Because I think for the most part, we're probably going to do better. Okay. Go the second row over. Because collecting the straw extends the time it takes for us to do the contract. Now the straw is all going to be ours, but we have sheep, and on this map sheep don't need straw. So I don't have to concern myself with getting straw if I'm not making it myself. Obviously on our fields I will probably collect the straw because it's more income. But if we can just blow through contracts, get them done, and just live, yeah, just do that. That may be sufficient. Yeah, it's more a thing for us at the moment is collecting the all the harvests and seeing, you know, how the crops we've never encountered before work. Obviously it'll be good to know which ones produce straw and which ones don't, but I'm not sure that straw is enough of an income to for us to seriously worry about. Okay, so we try the same thing again. No, no. Go that way. Okay. Do that. Seriously messed up these rows at this end. 17% done. Yeah, this is... I'm actually thinking that the east-west line on this field might have been the more efficient for turnaround. Doesn't matter. I don't think for the most part it makes a big difference here. Obviously doing a bit better from this end because I'm actually paying a bit of attention to what I'm doing. The logistics issue I have is getting the seed back to our farm, because obviously this is our seed. One of the reasons I'm doing this turn here is because this is the edge of the map. I may get hung up on the edge. There's a great demand for something. Oh, great demand for eggs. We don't have any. That's a lot of sell points for eggs too. Hilltop Stores, Manor Egg Sell Point, Seven Springs Egg Sell Point, Stables Egg Sell Point, Willowbrook Stores. That's, as I said, that's a lot of egg sell points. Unfortunately, the chicken area is in Oak Glen Farm, and I'm not intending to buy Oak Glen Farm at this stage. Although the potential of income from this map with all the contracts could mean that we're expanding our holdings a lot faster than we have done. Now, that's a nice field. That field's 187. Oh, sorry, 573. Okay. That's expensive. That's 188, 86. So we can actually afford that field already. This is another potential field I wouldn't mind getting. So I'm looking at the fields in this general area because we've already got holdings here. This would be a nice field to have, but it's 1,000,007. I don't have an objection to buying these fields now. This field used to be the only contract field for arable, but I could buy these 3 fields as extensions from 18, and I seem to have got a problem. Let's lift the cedar and let's try and pay attention to what we're doing and not drive into a clump of trees. Excuse me, where are you going? Okay, that's close. GPS is on. Let's drop the cedar. So now I've forgotten what I was talking about. But yeah, so I was adverse to buying, I think it was field 19, because that was the only arable field that we really got to do anything with. Occasionally 39 would come up, but that's 2 fields out of the entire map. Now, contracts on every field, you know, I can buy that field now and not feel I'm limiting my potential income when I don't have anything to do on the farm. You know, it used to be a kind of handy, well, I've sprayed all my fields. Oh, there's a contract on 19. Well, I'll go and do that one because it'll give me some money. But all of the fields are now, or at least as far as I can determine, all of the fields are now available with contracts. I'm assuming the grass fields would be, except for, well, the grass isn't grown yet, so you can't do baling contracts where there's no grass. Well, yeah. Maybe if I was paying more attention, I wouldn't be busting through hedges quite as much, but frequently I'm not entirely averse to blasting through hedges. I don't always drive through hedges, but when I do, no. Yeah, I'll try and use gates when I can, because obviously that's why the gates are there. swing it round here. See, that's more of a line that I would prefer to take. And I took that corner a little wide. Or truth be told, I didn't engage the guidance steering as early as I should have. But we're good. So yeah, we should make this field no trouble. 47%. We got 50% seed in the tank, and obviously we used about a third of it on finishing off the field just to our south. What I should be doing is staying clear of the hedges and then do the headland at the end. Maybe we'll try and be a little bit more realistic as we do this. And I know there's some argument about whether you do the rows first and the headlands last, or the headlands first and the rows last. I know Virtual Farmer does rows first, and from what I've seen of US farms, at least the smaller ones, they tend to do the rows first. Because they have some perfect lanes around the outside, usually about 2 headlands worth. You try not to, which makes the whole rows first, headlands last the obvious way, because I'm going to drive down here, I'm then going to turn around and come back. So where I'm turning around, I don't want to seed in that point. Now, and the other thing with double seeding is, depending on your equipment, that might not actually be a thing. In Farm Sim, I'm using a seeder that performs a cultivating action as well. So this seeder will dig up what's already there, destroying the crop you've already planted, and then seed what you're planting. So if I filled this up with wheat and drove all the way over this field, it would replace the spelt with the wheat. Now with some of the advanced equipment, computerized equipment that someone like Millennial Farmer's using, it's carefully controlling how much seed goes into each acre. And so if you're driving over a bit that has already been seeded, the system knows I've already seeded this piece of land, so I don't need to feed seed out to the extremities of my seeder. Now the other thing in Farm Sim is planters which don't include direct seed action. They don't plant seed where you've already been. It has, it only plants seed on cultivated or ploughed ground. So if the ground doesn't register as cultivated or planted, no seed goes in. And so a planter or a seeder that does not include the cultivator action So if we go seeders, so something like this, it's just a seeder. Something like this is a seeder which seeds directly, so you don't have to cultivate or plough. So this one will destroy what's in the ground and replace it. This one won't. And so if you use that, it doesn't matter if you drive over already seeded ground, because it won't plant there. Because the ground isn't cultivated, it's already seeded. Not exactly realistic, but and that's something that precision farming has brought in for fertilizer. It will only put fertilizer down where you haven't been yet, which is good, because I can, if I do rows of fertilizer across this field and I get to the end and I've got the contours around the edge of the field, I can do that with the fertilizer, and it won't spray outside of the field planted area, and it looks like it's spraying on the ground that's already got fertilizer in it, but truth be told, it's reducing the amount of fertilizer it's spraying and basically not spraying the bits that already have fertilizer in. So, with modern equipment, there is a case of no efficiency. You can drive over a bit that you've already done. But as I said, this seeder, no, I don't want to be seeding where I've already seeded, because it will waste seed and double plant. Well, it won't double plant as far as the game is concerned. It destroys what's there and plants fresh. But I think in the real world, you don't want to double plant unless you do want to double plant. I think that is a thing, but you really have to make sure that your ground is really up to supporting that amount of
I was talking about this.
Crop in it.
That's not what I was talking about, that thing. Rubbish shelf.
Let's put that on cruise control very briefly. We are at 87%. Yeah, that's why you would usually lift the seeder there, drive through this bit, and then drop it again there. Because you're not wasting seed outside of the grass, or out, on the headland, the grass headland. And I think then in theory you're probably looking at 2 headlands. So I would lift this up. Yeah, I'm driving across the seeded part, but it is what it is. And I have my seeder outside of the bounds of the prepared ground. So we would end up with spelt in the grass, which not ideal. And you would usually then seed the headland inside and then outside. I don't think I have to cover quite so much area.
You must have some over here.
And then if this is what the farmer's done, because if you look at the edge of his field, the rows cut across, or the headland cuts across the rows, rather than the rows cutting across the headland. Let's try and get this back where it should be. It's not easy to do this, because obviously that's, with something like the Amazon D9, where it's hitched to the back of the tractor and doesn't deviate. You can very precisely control where the seeder is. This one, the seeds trailed so far behind me that
so Hall can find this stuff.
you know, the actual location of the planting heads is delayed from where my tractor actually is. But there we go. That's done. We've got 1,500 litres of seed left, but I will get rid of that one. That's canola. That's wheat. That's grass. I don't know. Shall we go back to the store? We'll do wheat. How are we doing? It's 10:30. So yeah, I should not be driving across this field, but you know how it is. It's one of the reasons why I put a track in on the 3 fields opposite the sawmill, so I don't have to drive across the field to get to each of, or I don't have to cross a field to get to the most remote of the 3 fields. I don't even know where the track to that 3rd field is. I'm not sure it actually has one. So we'll cut through here and we'll stay on the farm track until we get to the road. Now, I haven't done horses, but I think the closest we got to horses was on Field Mountain with Mrs. Osa, and we would ride our horses. Yeah, we'd have one each. I got there was a mod horse enclosure that, good grief, this tractor's dirty. There was a mod enclosure that only held 2 horses. There were 2 of us, so we would ride our horses each day, and that's not such a big deal. But single player, I think the horse helper mod, where it rides your horses for you for a price, I'm guessing a lot of people use that, because I can't see, you know, if you've got an enclosure of 12 horses, yeah, that's an hour of horse riding per game day that you need to do to keep your horses healthy.
When did you guys change this?
So we'll unload the spelt. Going to estimate the wheat again. Pretty similar, I'm going to assume 1,000. Was it 1,000 litres per? No, 2,000 litres per acre. So we'll stop there. We will unload the spelt. We will take the contract, because they're paying loads of money. Wheat. And I didn't look. Yeah, 21 and a bit. We'll go 2 pallets and hope for the best. How about that? Wheat. 2 pallets of wheat.